Guys, how you doing? And welcome to Freakin Friday. And today I'm with Ches.
Hello.
And Ches is from Warlord Games.
I am.
And today we're going to be talking about a brand new game that you're bringing out. Now, this is the reason why it's on Freakin Friday, because everything always comes out on a Friday that's a brand new game or Kickstarter based, or it's a brand new game out there. I'm just waffling. But you're going to tell us about this brand new game. And it's called...
It's called Project Z. Just saying, we were arguing about Project Z or Project Z. Perhaps we could do a poll at some point to see which one we should call it. But
is that going to be a bit too late now?
Yeah. Well, the letter is the same. It's just how you pronounce it.
Okay. Yeah. I guess so.
Brand new skirmish survivors game.
Yeah.
It's not cooperative. It's survivors versus other gang survivors with zombies as the backdrop, and they get in the way and they stop you from actually living your life. Very, very simple game, but definitely different to all the ones on the market out there, and the fact that you actually fight each other's gangs.
So what we don't have today, unfortunately, is a finished product, because it's so brand new that it's not even out yet. But we've been given a chance to have a quick look at some of the components, and we're going to show pictures of what it kind of looks like. Now, if you've seen the Warlord Warlord video, which was up on a Wednesday, you would have seen the gameplay on there.
That's right.
And that was with yourself and Rich.
And Rich Carlisle, we did a very first test run through a demo game. It was great fun going from the very, very short period of time that we had for playtesting. We've done this whole project in about 3 months. It's been great. We did the first demonstration game for ourselves, really, and we videoed it. We thought we'd put it out there to give people a taste of how it plays, how quick it is, how simple the mechanics are. And just get the impetus rolling. And
this is a brand new in-house game, developed, built by, and played, tested by Warlord Games.
Yes, we've obviously had some influences from outside, but the amount of experience we've got in the company now over the years of playing games now, we just thought we wanted something completely different. It's not bolt action based, it's not black powder based, it's different. It's a departure from our huge war games. We wanted something that you could play in an hour. It was a bit of fun. You can have, I think they call it beer and pretzel game in America. That's exactly what we're going for. And it's done. Rickard had an idea about using some dice, like a board game. Yeah. So we came at it from a completely different direction. So we wanted board game elements in there. You play on a 3x3 or 3x4. You can use cards and things like that to build your gang, depending on what size of game you want, how long you want it to last in the scenario. You can have survivors, motorcycle gang, females in there. You've got special ops figures. And we really just wanted to use all the things we liked about different styles of gaming in this one thing, get it to market, because it's, zombies is completely different for Warlord. We've never done anything like that.
I've not seen a zombie game from Warlord yet.
No. You might not afterwards either, because I don't think we do more than one zombies. But it's just a bit of fun, really, and rather than just putting a box set of zombies out there and people can use them for whatever they want, which they can anyway, we thought, why not? Let's do something.
Because this is a completely different departure. This is a complete different departure from everything else that you've done so far.
Yes.
From the historical to now the sci-fi and to the zombie genre. It's a completely different little game for itself, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, the deal we've got with War Games Factory to allow them to produce some of the best plastics on the market. They didn't really have a route to selling those things and distribute them, so they did a deal with us, and we're now repackaging them, getting them out through all the stores we do. We've got the reach all around the world. We've never had zombies and things like that, but they had it in their catalogue, and they are beautiful, beautiful figures.
I've got to say, I've seen the sprues.
Yeah.
I've been allowed to see the sprues, I should say.
And
they're beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Even down to the, if I can say it, motorbikes.
Yeah,
really cool.
Motorcycle gangs, you can have them with the pinion passengers or with the prospects on foot. So you've got this different combination of just motorcycle guys on their own. They're mean as well. You don't want to come across those in the game too often. They are tough guys.
So why don't you tell us the core mechanics? Obviously we can't do any gameplay right now, but we could talk about the general mechanics.
Absolutely.
You said earlier on that the dice are solely based for this game. It's not like you can use them for anything else. They're developed just for this game. Now, how do they work?
They are. Well, they're six-sided dice, so they could be from anything, but they've got 3 specific symbols on them. They've got a symbol on there that represents basically the shock or the hit. They've got one on there for a defence, that's in the form of an armoured vest. And then they've got one for like a special one. It's a lightning bolt. It can be used for activating special rules that kick in, like when you shoot zombies, if you roll the lightning bolt rather than just a normal hit, it's a headshot and they just die instantly.
Nice.
So, zombies are a little bit squishier, so we wanted to do that. So these dice have 3 special symbols on them, and they're used for various things. You roll your initiative with them, so it's whoever rolls the most hits, basically. You roll for reloading your guns with them, because again, ammo is really, really scarce in this one, so you have to have ammo tokens every time you shoot. You use the dice to bring those back, and obviously the combat systems are done by rolling dice against each other. It's the number of hits and defences, or when you're in melee, hits versus hits, because you're obviously up close and personal, and it's all done with that dice mechanic. Very, very simple. Yeah.
So does the dice represent anything on cards? Because I've noticed you've got a lot of cards here.
Yeah.
So for example, does a character have a certain amount of dice?
It's more about the weapons. You have a base number of dice. So when you put your gang together, I suppose from the start you're going to be looking at which scenarios you play in and what the size of your gang. You have a number of cards. It won't say 10 figures. It will say 3 cards or 4 cards. Right. Now your choice of cards allow you to have 3 or 4 guys on foot. And they can be armed however you want. That's an important part of this. The modelling aspect of it that you don't normally get in a board game is you model your figures however you want.
So I could model my figures with like rocket launchers or
chainsaws or assault rifles or whatever, and they can all be on the same or they can all be different. There are restrictions and bits in there. You can't have 2 huge chainsaws running around, but very, very few restrictions. But it's a case of those cards, like the board game aspect of it, allows you to pick and choose your gang, and then on the card it'll tell you how many dice you get to shoot, how many dice you get in melee, and how many dice you get for bonuses for a motorcycle gang gets extra wounds, all those kind of things, all represented on this card.
Wow.
And then when you go through, you just play through using the different ones. There's a fast play sheet for the weapons.
And is this here?
That's it.
Okay, these are just mock-ups. We've got to say, at the moment, these are just mock-ups, so these aren't the finished product.
Printed by the guys downstairs on really, really nice paper. They've done a fantastic job.
I'm going to say, this is actually quite nice, actually. Okay, if I was going to get freaked out by paper and get freaky about paper, this would probably... This is the best paper to use. It is pretty nice. Okay, so on this, you can't actually see it, but what we have here is basically a list of hand weapons, assault weapons and stuff like that, improvised defences as well. How's that work out?
Again, they're just bonuses to what you're already doing. Depending on what weapon you're using, you get a number of dice and a range, as you would expect. And it's a very, very quick one. Say, I've got that gun, that many dice, that range. It's fine. Very, very short ranges in this compared to a lot of war games, because we want it to be played in a small urban setting rather than huge, setup. These guys aren't soldiers, although the Spec Ops do come in and they do,
Can you play the Spec Ops?
You can play the Spec Ops, that's going to be a separate box set. They're not in the original game because they are so specialist. There's going to be a separate set with them with their cards to allow you to choose the different gang size for them, as well as their own rules in there.
So how many expansions can we see with this on day of release?
On day of release, we've got the main game and the survivors and the zombies, and then soon afterwards, not straight away, but soon afterwards, you'll be able to get the motorcycle gang with the gang boss, which isn't in the main game, and the Spec Ops box within about a month.
So with that, okay, what kind of board are we looking at? What kind of size board?
So we've done all of our testing on probably a 3x4, but we frame it with really cool buildings. We want to be in this urban setting. Sometimes it's a street, sometimes it's in the middle of a mall, it might be a town centre or something like that. So get the buildings to it. Now you can't go into buildings because obviously in post-apocalyptic zombie infested world, you don't go into buildings when you're looking for food. Everybody knows that's the worst thing to do in a horror movie.
Except to go to a shopping mall.
Exactly. So there are scenarios around fighting in and around buildings, but not going in them because that's just too risky. So everything is done on the outside, but it's a beautiful way of framing these boards. So you can really interact with each other on that size. You can play 6x4 if you want to go up to like 4 players or more. But if you want a really tight game, 3x3, 3x4 is perfect.
So talking about players, how many people can play this at once?
It's designed for, the main scenarios are for 2 players against each other, and then the zombies are a game mechanic, so they fight both sides. They just go towards the nearest living thing.
So do the players control the zombies in their own turns?
It's interesting. I suppose it's worthwhile going through the phases. You roll for your initiative using your dice. You then have 3 sub-phases. You have movement, shooting, and melee. Whoever is the active player, the one that's rolled the most number of hits in the initiative phase, gets to act first in each of those. But you don't just move, shoot, and do everything. Every one side moves, then the other side moves, then the zombies move. Then the shooting, whoever's the active player does their shooting, the other player does their shooting, and then the zombies just groan. Because they don't have shooty weapons, obviously. And then you have the melee phase where if you're close enough, within 2 inches, you can then engage somebody, and then it's done again, active player goes first. So rolling for initiative is really important, but you still don't get to shoot before the other person's moved, so you can really interact. So yeah, depending on which scenario you're playing, you're going for objectives. It's all about finding food, finding ammunition, getting off the table alive, basically. That's what it's all about. And then your opposing gang is trying to stop you because they're after the same stuff. The zombies, like I say, they just interact. So yeah, mainly 2 players with the zombies as a game mechanic. But you can play, if somebody really wants to, you can have a third person playing the zombies, and they can just pick on one person or another. And then you can go all the way up to 4, 5, 6 players. You know, we've put a scenario in there for 4 players, but there's nothing to stop you from playing 6 players.
So how long would a basic game take to play?
If it lasts more than an hour, I would be surprised. Wow. You could probably get a drinking phase in there as well if you wanted to last an hour. But it really is that kind of game. It's very, very quick. Very. Cool. 6 inches for me. Your turn to go. There are some subtle mechanics and things in there which you can be quite clever with. So there are some of the weapons actually do a blast, and so you have to be careful about how tight you do it. If you get shot with a shotgun or a grenade, obviously you don't want everybody bunched up together. So you can use, there's quite a lot of tactics that will come out once people have played it a few times, but they don't instantly win you a game. It's just kind of like a little 1% here and there. So that'll be quite good fun to see how quickly people get their head around that.
And will this only ever stay as a board game?
I can't see why it would go any bigger, because obviously once you survive, if you wanted to play 100 survivors versus 100 motorcycle gang guys, that would look awesome on the tabletop, but it probably takes away from, if there's that many people in that setting. It's kind of, the setting is usually, again, if we all think of the imagery around the films, the books and stuff like that, like The Road and all those other stuff that are out there, it's kind of a few people at a time. There's very little call for it to go bigger, but I'm sure it would probably work.
Okay, well that's fantastic. Now, is there anything you feel that you've missed out that's worth us knowing about?
I suppose it's just a case of looking at the modelling of it. The aspect that you go from the board game and interacting with the wargaming side of it is definitely the modelling. The sprues come with 10 guys on there, all completely different from each other. And then there's about 20 or 30 weapons to choose from, and then that's different to the other gang's weapons, so you can mix and match, you can have female...
Will they have their own, each box will it have its own set of weapons?
Most of the weapons come on the sprue with the body, so yes. But there are some extra weapon sprues as well, which are kind of like I say, 3 chainsaws and 5 assault rifles and 4 rifles with scopes and axes.
And you can't do a guy with 2 chainsaws?
Well, it might be a bit heavy. I don't know how we would start it. Who pulls the cord to start it?
2 very good friends. Maybe.
Why not? That sounds like a good conversion to me. But it's just a case of, it's going to be fascinating to see how people model these things up and how far they go. One of the things we are definitely going to add is a campaign system. We've already kind of written it, but we wanted this to be a standalone game with 6, 7, 8 scenarios in the main rule book. And online we'll do a really cool campaign whereby you can play them through and get extra bonuses, extra traits. You might be able to jump on top of a car with doesn't cost you any action points or whatever, any movement. And then that way you can use your full gang to its full potential by playing these things through and seeing who survives. If somebody dies in scenario 1, you don't choose them again for the rest of the event. So that's going to be really interesting to see how much it grows.
That's fantastic. Well, I can't thank you enough for being with us today.
Thank you very much.
I'm really excited about seeing this. Obviously, you've seen all the pictures that we've put up throughout the interview. As soon as a board game, do you know when it's going to come out?
It's released at Salute, April the 16th.
Nice.
As a standalone one. We will be sending out the bundles for the pre-orders a couple of weeks before that. All the components are slowly coming in now. Like I said, we turned the project around so quickly. It's fantastic to see it all coming in. It's really exciting. So come see us at Salute, I suppose, if you want to get in early. So.
Fantastic. Okay, guys, you be good, you be safe, and I'm going to see you very, very soon. Take care.
Thank you.